The final round of the HSBC Women's World Championship from Sentosa Golf Club, and it certainly didn't disappoint. We had the three best players in the world locked in battle. It was a compelling final day. Kate Burton alongside me, Ali Whittaker, and wow, we have just witnessed some quite exceptional golf.
What is it about this event where the cream genuinely seems to rise to the top? You look at the past champions, and we've added a fantastic one today. You just have to play lights out here if you want to win.
You had to. I mean, with Aria having a one-shot lead going into the final round, many thought that she was going to win her 11th title. Lots of players, though, were keen to wrestle that from her.
They were. And you know what? Min-ji Lee, I think, was the top of that list. Runner-up last week. She had a score to settle today, but she was up against it.
Well, they were also up against Hyun Park, who going into the final round really couldn't get to grips with the back nine.
No, and that's it. And you know what? Final days are of their own. You can never predict what's going to happen on a Sunday, especially here at Sentosa. What a great round.
Yeah. Highlights? There were plenty. Let's check them out now with Peter Donegan.
And there were some battles within a battle today on Sunday in Singapore, and Hyo-joo Kim was involved in one of them. This her second shot to the first. It was a very productive day for the Korean. She finished in a tie for fifth after a 70. Atha Munoz got herself up into a tie for third with a 69. On the closing day, she started with a birdie, and Atha another good finish in this tournament. Amy Olsen also had a good week. This a birdie at the fourth for the American, and she wound up shooting 70, and that was good enough to put her into a tie for fifth placing. Australia's Min-ji Lee, a birdie here at 5. She was in the hunt all the way down to the last couple of holes. Eventually, she would finish runner-up after a 69 to close. Aria Jutanaghan took the lead into the final round, but it turned out to be a day that the world number one would prefer to forget. This is a good moment at the 8th, but that was where she finished, equal 8th after a final round 75. But it was Sung-hyun Park who set the standard out in 32, but this was the shot, a hole that had troubled her, the 10th, over the previous couple of days. And when she made birdie there, she was on her way to victory, as indicated by that fist pump. Eun-Hee also involved in the battle for much of the day, having already registered a victory in 2019. And this was her third shot at the 13th on the way to a round of 70. And Eun-Hee, another good finish, finished in 7th place. What about Jin Young Ko? She was in the mix all the way down to the last needed this to get herself up into third, or a share of third. Downhill, left to right, perfect at the end. And Jin Young Ko would eventually finish up in the tie for third. But the day belonged to the 25-year-old from Korea, Sung-hyun Park, a 64 to close, and that is worthy of champion status. $225,000, her 6th career victory. And that was a magnificent performance from Sung-hyun. Any win is a good one when you can shoot 64 in the final round. That is something out of the ordinary. So she collects the trophy. There's some famous names on that trophy. Lorena Ochoa started the tradition back in 2008. Kari Webb's name is on there. And now the name of the 25-year-old from Korea, Sung-hyun Park, is the champion in 2019.
And wow, didn't she do it in style? Going into this final round, she had played the back nine, 3 over par. She certainly didn't do that today.
No, out in 32, in 32 for a 64. Unbelievable golf from the world number 2. And you know what? She really sent a message to the field about her intentions for 2019, I think.
Yeah, Dave, her caddy, just had a quick word with him after the prize giving, and he said, it's the driver. Never let that driver go far away from her, because when she's on form and she has it in her hand, she rips it and hits it so far down the fairway, giving herself unbelievable chances.
Well, that drive she hit on 14 to the front edge of the green, for me, that was a real turning point. That was when she started accelerating, and that was scary for the rest of the field, in particular for Min-ji Lee.
Yeah, and also for Aria Jutanaghan, who limped home with a 75 for the world number 1. A frustrating day, a 3 over par. High hopes for Aria Jutanaghan. Thought she was going to secure her first win in Asia. Min-ji Lee, well, another second place finish for the young Australian. Australian, 2 shots shy of Hyun Park, but it is her 6th win on tour. Likely to go back to the number 1 position. I mean, she's been number 1 before, projected, and wouldn't that be amazing? Early on, it's only March.
That's it. Well, it was one of her goals for the year, and to complete that so quickly would be pretty unbelievable.
Australasian swing is over. What's been the highlight for you?
For me, it was Nelly Korda's quarter slam, keeping up with the Kardashians, if you will.
Good one. I actually loved her scissor kick, so I'm going to practice that with you.
Okay.
But from Ali and myself, it is goodbye from Singapore.